Hello, back at the village, back in the rain, enjoying it. Just got here a wee bit ago and we had an examination of the two-storey shelter, which is being ravaged by the wind and the rain. So we've just been sitting discussing plans for what we're going to do to replace it or to change it. And that's about that really. We've just not even unwrapped the kiln yet.
No, it's fine though.
Oh, it's I can see its nice colour and dryness on that corner. It's all good. It's coffee and cake time, which is a very good time, especially when it's chucking it down.
It's always raining.
Sorry to the abrupt ending to that, but it started to chuck it down and I didn't want my phone getting soaking. I've got my tarp up, you know, half and half for the time being. I'm going to sort it in a minute. We just got it chucked on there before everything got drenched. Yeah, that's what we just got hit by there, that big black splodge. But I've got everything set up nicely now, all comfortable. My hammock's a little bit wet, but it'll dry off because it's really thin material and there's plenty of air circulating through, so that'll be no bother. Yeah. Hi, here's the workbench that we were making last time. I had to get rid of the footage of us making it because it was wrong for some reason. Every time I take a clip I hold my phone sideways, you know, for landscape, and some of the clips end up in portrait. I have no idea why. So there it is. Got some more work to do to it later on and should be good for clamping pieces of wood in while I'm carving on them, and just for resting axe work and sawing things as well.
This thing, I'm just gonna put it on this one, just chuck that in, just because I keep it on more. I'm not gonna get it back, you know what I'm saying?
Cheers, man.
Just to keep the walkway a little bit clearer while I'm walking down.
You're falling over constantly. So that's the general gist. I'm going to continue to chip that down and away until there's just maybe half the log depth, and then when I've got a piece of wood that I'm carving, I'll be able to butt it up against this flat side here and use wedges to secure it, you know, like use a couple of extra blocks of wood in between the end of what I'm carving and this side, and then wedges to secure it all in, and then it should be stable and not move anywhere. So I'm sorry that clip was so long, I got carried away with what I was doing. There, as you can see, I've taken it down a bit more. John's been helping with his axe as well, and that's about as far as I'm gonna go for the time being. I'm not working on any huge pieces. There's a lot more wood to go at there, so if it ever needs to get brought down any, easy can do. Aye, John's been totally sealing off this area around the kiln. It's got loads of beams all the way around. It's going to make it a really big dry area all the way in, from like the beginning of this shelter all the way across to Bruce's shelter and the Reed shelter, and then the kitchen, all with the kiln. We'll be able to heat it all, I would imagine. Once it gets raring up and the actual kiln's warm, it'll probably keep the whole area warm for a while. Hey, it's good. Still getting periods of rain and quite a lot of wind. Here we have a bit of a sad sight. John's dismantling the roof of the two-storey shelter because we've only had about 5% of the rain and wind in the last week that we get all winter, and it's totally demolished the tarp that was up there. So we've made a decision to cut our losses and just use the bits of that shelter that we can for other things, and we're still going to keep the frame and things up as a like.
Put another one up at the start of next summer.
Yeah.
We've got more time to like do it.
We want to make everything we have down here as safe in winter as possible, and there's a lot of work and time needs spent on that to make it half safe, because that roof will just get ripped to pieces no matter what we do. So you can see here what it's going to be like. There's the fire pit there, this new shelter that John built that he's sleeping in, and then there's going to be that shelter there, and flush with that is the willow weaved wall, and then inside all that's going to be roofed off where the beams are, and the back's tarped off. And then yeah, it's basically just going to be like one big entrance hall to all of these shelters, and it'll have a kiln in it, which will be cool, or warm, depending on which way you look at it. So this is what we're back to up here. Just the one bed there, no roof. This second bed that was here is gone. Yeah, basically just back to being a watchtower. It'll survive better like this through winter than it would with a roof on. So we can get nice views again. Yeah.
This is going to be our kiln chimney. I can't speak. Look at that.
That is a well-formed piece of tin foil and chicken wire, John.
See, I do some good tin foil work, me. Chuffed to bits.
That's
going to sit above our kiln going outside. And what we've done is we've put straight layers of tin foil around chicken wire, then wrapped it, then straight layers, then wrapped it, then straight layers, then wrapped it. We've done that like 6 times, so it's solid. I mean, look at that, it's solid. It's awesome.
Good job, dude. Good job. So there we go. We now have a chimney sticking out of the roof.
Moss everywhere.
John's just fitting it. So yeah, it's going to be a little lower than that, but I'm pretty impressed. Before I lose the light, this is the new shape of camp. That's going to be a full wall up to that level. That's the wall that John built the other day that's on the other side of the kiln shelter. So from where I'm standing you won't be able to see into camp at all. And you come round this way and this is going to be the entrance. So you'll come in here, main fire pit, backside of that wall, shelter, shelter, and there's that willow wall there, all the new pine on the roof, and then in here we've rigged up a flame deflector so that if the fire flares up it won't burn the roof. And yes, that chimney actually does chimney smoke.
It's all clear up here.
I don't know whether you can see or not, but it does. No roof left up there or anything. Beds are out of there, and they are now all in this shelter here. Not that you can see, but they are. Also on the lid we made a flattened out section so that we can put the zebra can on there and get a boil. There, like you can see the flames chimneying up that hole pretty well. There's a shot of John's chimney sticking out the top of the shelter. If John gives the fire a bit of a poke, you'll maybe see some sparks shooting out the top of it. Yep, there you go.
See them?
Yeah, man. That is a fully functioning chimney. The village is looking amazing. That whole thing all underneath there is a shelter. All of that debris, there's a shelter underneath there. That's the beginning of the roof that we built. So that shelter's kind of there back. And then there's the reed shelter on the back of it, Bruce's woven shelter. It's awesome. John's cooking up for heaters. It's soon turning into one of my favourite camp meals. Chicken and steak. Adding the seasoning powder in. Very nice.
Awesome. Oh, it's got roast chestnuts in it again.
That's me all comfy and warm in my hammock now. Chilling. Bit of a cold night. Thankfully the wind's died down, so I don't have to put up with the noise of it. Aye, well, I'll catch you in the morning. So I've just woken up, got out of my hammock, came out here to make a coffee and grazed my head on this nail. So that was a very unpleasant wake up to the morning. I'm now bleeding and still no closer to having a coffee. So I'm up and about a bit more now. Had a couple of coffees. Just taking a look inside this epic shelter, this epic complex of shelters. A tinfoil chimney. Just leaving the lid down, taking the bricks off to stop there being constant weight on there, and just going to leave it like that. It's all really good in here. I really enjoy it. It's the new wall over there. And the roofless shelter. I've got my hammock and my tarp and everything packed away now. Just going to finish my coffee and chat for a bit longer. I think we're going to go. It's been a really good one though. See the tinfoil chimney poking out the roof there.